I got this jar from the Salvation Army for $39.99, and let's take a quick look. Hopefully I got some good things. It looks like there's some vintage items in here. There's a little cameo that's resin. There's a leaf brooch there that looks vintage. There's some items in here that have a good possibility of being decent. All I really need is 2 semi-decent pieces I can sell for $20, and I should be good to go on this jar. The rest will be cushion. Let's open it up and see what I got. Got it open. We'll do a little at a time. And the first thing I see is this beautiful blue pendant, but unfortunately it's missing a couple stones on it. As you can see, the filigree back on it. It is a nice piece, but what a shame. I don't know if I can find some little turquoise rhinestones. There's 3 missing out of it. I'll set it to the side and see what I can do. Oh, here's something very interesting. Non-signed piece. Non-signed piece. That is vintage because I can tell by the back of it. The type of clasp that's on it is a 1960s. It has that little rivet in the middle. Kind of has these that little square design in the middle. You don't see that too often today. Okay, I'm breaking in. There's just way too much in this jar to go through everything individually. And half of it was missing earrings and half of it was broken. So I pulled out all the good stuff and I placed them so we could directly look at them. Make this much easier. We have a couple watches here. I'm not sure about watches. Ben Reese and a Timex. And we have this acorn brooch, which is missing 2 stones, unfortunately. And there's some vintage hair clips. Them are always something to look up. And Goody is probably the best brand to sell in vintage. But these are not Goody, I don't think, unless this one might be. This is a nice pendant enamel. Has this kind of shiny brown enamel to it. I might add a chain if I can find a chunkier chain to go on it. I don't believe it's name brand. And then we have this nice little Luck money clip. And I showed you this piece earlier, possibly. It is missing a couple turquoise rhinestones. And it is a pendant. Then we have some other pendants here. This is a Cinderella Disney pendant. I don't know if that has any value. It is marked on the back as 20th anniversary. And this is a pretty vintage rhinestone pendant and 2 cameos that are resin. Nothing real special. Maybe 15, 18 bucks. Then we have a heart cutout pendant, which kind of has some wear. And this silver one with the pink is vintage, but it is really worn. The color is coming off, and these cute little sunglasses will probably go in a lot. That is a pin back. And we have this stone here and not sure what stone the red one is, but nice pendants. We have some cufflinks that look like they have mother of pearl in them. Pretty nice. When I say pretty nice, I may throw them in a lot. I may sell them individually, which probably cufflinks I will throw in a lot. Most of the stuff is to throw in a lot unless I point it out. Look at these cool rings. They definitely are worn. The edges of this is acrylic, but I don't know. I might put them together and sell them together. I don't think they have a whole lot of value. They're just kind of the stretch bands or the expandable bands. This little turtle is really cute, and his little legs, his head, and his tail all flap. but the band is really worn, so I won't sell him individually. And all these rings are just generic, cheaper rings. And we have some earrings here, just enamel earrings. Some more. These look like green dyed mother of pearl. This little snowflake earring set, and I believe this extra piece is a pendant. Some little Uncle Sam snowmen, which is very different. And this cool clown, he's articulated, he moves, all of his extremities are hinged. I will sell him separate. He's probably worth maybe $20. And some other standard earrings, some enamel white earrings, enamel pink earrings. These look like enamel as well. Some blue and silver, cheap little plastic beaded ones get thrown in a lot. They're nice enough, but they're not nice enough to sell by themselves. Then we have some little stud earrings that definitely will go in a lot. I don't normally sell stud earrings unless it's a gemstone or diamond or sapphire or ruby, one of those. I love these little round Japan earrings. They're clips and they're marked Japan. Some more stud earrings. This one's little faux pearls. Black ones get thrown in a lot. These blue ones I'll probably sell separate. I believe they are glass and they're different, so I'm going to sell them separate. These little purple ones, I kind of feel like they might be silver, and they have this little design in the middle of the stone that gives them a little added zing, so I might look them up a little bit closer. These are acrylic and they are kind of chipped at the top where the hinge is, so I'll probably just either sell them in a lot or put them in the scrap pile. This is a nice set. I'll probably sell them. Ooh, no, it's got a lot of tarnish on it. I will probably just get rid of them or clean them up, see if it comes off. These little butterfly, this is like, reminds me of Shrinky Dink, but it's not melted. It's just like an acrylic sheet. They're different. I may try selling them. They may be 10, 12 bucks. And we have these lovely vintage earrings. Let me show you the back. That have some wear on the color. That brown stuff I might be able to get off. They're not labeled, but they're definitely worth selling separate if all the rhinestones are there. If they're not, I'll try to find a replacement rhinestone. It looks like it's all there. Then we have some shoe clips. These are like leather shoe clips. Don't know what I'm going to do with them. They're so, I don't know. Probably scrap them. These crystal earrings with the little French wire hook, and they have a little safety clasp on there. That I will sell separate because they are always wanted. And these two sets right here, this one on the left is called wedding cake beads. They are glass lamp work. Somebody handmade them. And here's some leatherback. And these are glass, AB, probably Swarovski, maybe, but I will sell them separate. Then let me back up here. We have a Sarah Coventry set. I was so excited about this. This is one of the best features of this jar. It is missing a rhinestone. I believe it's on the brooch or the pendant. This is a brooch pendant thing you can do either or with. But I should be able to find an AB rhinestone to fit that. And these are clip. You can see it is marked on the center of the clip. Hard to read. I probably have it upside down. There it is. Sarah Cove. And it's this type of a clip. Nice piece. I'll show you the back of this. And it is marked right here. and it won't come in clear. It says Sarah Cove. Nice set. Then this little pin here with the faux pearls is really tarnished. The only thing I can think is maybe it's silver. I'll shine it up and see if that tarnish shines up. Then they probably will be silver. This piece right here, I was lucky enough to find a red rhinestone at the bottom of the jar that I can replace the missing one right over here on the side. And I'm just now noticing it's missing a whole bunch of rhinestones around the center, which that makes it valueless, or it's not priceless. It has no value if it's missing that many rhinestones. So that's sad face. This is a pretty cool brooch. Looks like from the 50s or 60s. Let's flip it over and see the back. I would say 60s with that type of Y brooch. It's a rivet, but it's just a little more polished up, not as harsh as the 1950s ones were. And it's got this texture on the back to give it a decorative touch. This horseshoe is missing some baguettes, but luckily they were on the bottom of the jar too, because this is a Lisner piece, which I'd never seen this piece by Lisner, so I'm excited about that piece too. I will glue the baguettes back in and make it good again. This is a cool piece too. It is vintage. I will definitely sell that separate. And these acorn clip-on earrings, aren't they cool? They're pretty exciting too. They are not marked. I almost feel like they're rhodium plated because they're still so shiny. Nice piece. No name brand though. Then we have some leaves, a leaf brooch and matching earrings. And the earrings are kind of tarnished. I should be able to get that off with a Q-tip and vinegar and then rinse it with water, and hopefully some of that comes off. I have this green. It is, I believe it's wood or some kind of resin. It's nothing real spectacular. Maybe it's missing something because it has glue. I just realized that's all glue in the middle. That one I'll probably just put in a scrap pile. And this lovely tassel looking brooch, rhinestone brooch on the right, is the pin is broke on the back. And nice flag with all the rhinestones. And we have a couple Christmas ones. Friends are the best presents. And another one, like a diaper clip, and a skate, ice skate. I love this key. And we have a scarf clip. So that's the extent of all the earrings and variety of small stuff. Let's move on to the next. Alright, so then we have this necklace. I had to spread this out and show you. This is amazing. It is just plumb full of little fringe charms and angel cutouts. It kind of reminds me of a Kirk's Folly necklace, but it's a little rougher cut. Like the metal is like it's not aluminum. It has a little tarnish to it, so I believe it's more of a vintage piece. And then looking at the clasp, it's a hook clasp, so it looks handmade to me. Let me give you an idea how big this is just by placing a ruler on it. This thing is huge. What a great piece. All right, now we have some more brooches, pendants. And this set, unfortunately, the earring is broke off the back. And the brooch is missing one rhinestone, which I could possibly replace, but I'm not going to be able to use the earrings to go with it, unfortunately. Then we have This is a scarf clip. It's marked SASA. And a heart locket, a little magnifying glass. Another interesting, unique brooch with kind of a cheaper metal. This one's popular. I've seen it many times. Monet, I think, even makes one, but this is a cheaper version. You can tell by the quality of the metal. It's got little lines and stuff through it. This is a really cool pendant. It is a little bit tarnished down here where the prongs are. I might be able to clean it up some, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get rid of all of that with vinegar. This is a popular swirl design, and I usually throw them in with about 3 other ones, about the same style. This is a nice little flower pin with no rhinestones. Look at this pretty dragonfly with shiny enamel, and I believe it's from Taiwan. This is made in Taiwan, so this is probably one you've seen in a lot of the dime stores back in the day. Probably in the 70s. It's got a newer type clasp on it. Probably the 70s, I'm guessing. Maybe 80s. And we have, I believe this middle one is a Boy Scout tie clip. It's got CB on it. It must have been a particular kid's pin. And cute little rose heart, or rose brooch, and a lovely leaf brooch with a row of rhinestones. And these other 2 brooches, black enamel and rhinestone ones. This one is so pretty. It is not marked, but I will sell that one individually. And over here we have this is interesting, a little angel sitting on a slot machine. It says lucky day. I guess that gives you a little support. And an angel next to a army guy, it looks like. Then we have a bar brooch that looks Art Deco, but it is not. And you see the back of it. You can see the pin is newer, probably from the 60s, I guess. It's made to look older. And a couple tie clasps that are really nice. And here's a tie clip. And then this one over here is different. It's by Art, which is called Art Jewelry Company, and it's got a conglomeration of a variety of features that are different from each other. So like the cameo style rose little pendants there, dangles, do not really go with this flower ring, but I guess that's the company Art for you. They combine a lot of different features. But my favorite thing are these 3 things. They're all Swatch watches from the 1980s. So excited to see them. I have no idea if these are more sought after, if they're not. I really don't know. And of course, none of them are running because, you know, they're all going to require batteries. See on the top it says Swatch Swiss. And these are rubber bands, and they are kind of wore. This one's not as bad. And it has the date on it. I believe them hands glow in the dark too. And the little number things. Pretty cool watches. And their values are all over the place. Okay, then we have necklaces. I have this brown wooded bead necklace, a pink acrylic, white pearls. This one is marked with a Taiwan tag, and it was in a bag, so I'm sure it is like brand new. It is knotted, and it has some weight to it, but I don't believe that they're real pearls. Then we have a choker and pink beaded one, and a brown twist seed beaded one with a screw barrel clasp on that one. We have some more modern ones. These are from like 2000s to 2010s. This one on the right I'll probably list. The one on the left with the red beads is all tarnished. That'll get thrown in scrap. But I may list this one as well, but they are no name brands. Then we have a gold. Almost looks like Byzantine chain with a fold over clasp. So that one is vintage, but it does have some wear on the clasp, so it's a cheaper metal. But I might still sell it because the chain seems to be in really good shape. The gold tone is in pretty good condition. Then we have this beautiful rhinestone heart pendant tilted on its side. I love this piece. It's got a lobster claw clasp on the top. Next to it we have this seed beaded Chico's one with the sparkly beads. And I love the colors of this. There's the clasp. And it's got these stones at the end. Lovely piece. That one I'll sell separate. Then we have these red and clear rhinestone bracelet with a fold over clasp, or a snap clasp, some people call it. That's pretty common. I might throw it in a scrap lot. Then we have these cuff bracelets that are inexpensive. I will probably throw them in with a lot. And this silver one is really tarnished. It's not silver, it's just silver colored. Really tarnished. No name on the inside. And two plastic brown bracelets are going to get thrown in a lot of bangles. And then we have this silver chain, which is in really shiny condition and has this leaf on it. I believe it's a dipped gold leaf. So it's probably an actual leaf that they dipped in gold. Then we have this acrylic necklace that's double layered. No name brand. That one will get thrown in with a lot. And a travel rosary. It's just, I believe that's what it is. And then these two pendants were similar, but no chains, and they're very cheap feeling, so they'll get thrown in with a lot. Here's some more necklaces. We have this howlite turquoise color teardrop pendant with some sparkled charms on a silver chain with a lobster claw. This howlite is not worth a whole lot. Then we have this interesting handmade beaded St. Louis pendant on a silver chain with a spring ring clasp. And this black enamel pendant. It's pretty bold statement necklace with, again, black enamel. I love this silver one. It's double layered and has these little tassels hanging, and it's a lobster claw on top. We have this little beaded, looks like moon glow beads in there, kind of a brown tone with a really tarnished silver chain. That one, somebody might wear it like that with the tarnished. It says PhD. Then we have another chain here with the silver, in silver with a silver pendant, double square pendant with black enamel in the middle. That one needs to be cleaned up. Then we have a brown necklace with hoops. That one's a nice one, but it's fairly inexpensive plastic beads. And we have like 4 other ones left here with pendants and just a chain and some little dangles. And last but not least is this container of little pins. Best thing in here was this TWA Junior Pilot pin. A Mary Jane Hart, Branson, some religious ones, a Disney Cruise Line sailing pin, and some flags. So that's the extent of my $40 jewelry jar from Salvation Army. I'm pretty happy with the one necklace, the very, very large one that's filled with metal fringe charms on it, and the swatch watches, And some of the earrings were pretty nice, and a couple brooches were really nice. So I think I did good overall. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.